My girlfriend laughed at my music hobby until her roommate said, "If you don't date him seriously, I will." Suddenly, she started acting like she was my #1 fan. My girlfriend Kayla had just insisted I perform something for her roommate's birthday at our apartment. She framed it as a cute idea, like it would be fun background entertainment while everyone hung out, but I could tell she didn't take it seriously. And the reason for that was simple. Kayla had never once asked me about my music. I'd been playing piano since high school, mostly as a way to decompress after long days. And over the past year, I'd started composing my own pieces. It wasn't something I bragged about, but it meant a lot to me. When Kayla suggested I play for her roommate, I spent the whole week planning what I'd perform. I rearranged the small digital piano in the living room, tested the speakers, and practiced transitions between songs so it would feel smooth instead of awkward. I wanted to impress the bazookas out of Kayla and hopefully make her fall in love. But every time I tried to share what I was planning, Kayla simply waved me off. "Just keep it chill," she kept saying. Ava doesn't like intense stuff. The moment I started setting up, adjusting the stand and running cables along the wall, Kayla dropped onto the couch and opened TikTok. "By the way, don't turn it into a concert," she added without looking up. "It's just a chill birthday hangout." I nodded and kept working, trying not to let her tone bother me. I adjusted the keyboard height, checked the sustain pedal, and played a few soft chords to test the volume. Kayla didn't even glance up. She kept scrolling, occasionally laughing at something on her phone. I'd spent months teaching myself more advanced techniques, staying up late practicing, watching tutorials, and experimenting with original melodies. Kayla had never once asked me to play anything unless it was for her social media. When I started running through a piece quietly, she sighed. "That's kind of dramatic," she muttered. "Maybe do something more casual." I stopped mid-phrase and nodded, even though I knew the piece wasn't dramatic at all. It was just thoughtful. But Kayla had always treated my music like background noise, something mildly interesting but not worth real attention. "Wait, are you actually playing live music?" The voice came from the doorway. Ava had come home earlier than expected, still wearing her work blazer, her hair slightly messy from the wind outside. She paused in the hallway, eyes moving between the keyboard and the speaker setup. "Yeah, I'm just setting up for tonight," I said, adjusting the pedal cable. Ava stepped closer, her expression genuinely curious. "This is awesome," she said. "I didn't even know you played music." Unlike Kayla, she didn't just glance and move on, which surprised me. She actually stood there while I tested the sound, again, listening carefully as I played a few chords. "That sounds really good," she said quietly. "Is that something you wrote?" I nodded, slightly surprised. Most people assumed everything was a cover. "Yeah, it's just something I've been working on." Ava leaned against the counter, watching as I played another short section. "I didn't know guys our age even compose stuff. I thought they couldn't," she said. "My ex only knew 3 guitar chords and played the same song over and over." I laughed softly, but she kept asking questions. How long had I been playing? Since high school. Did I take lessons? I just teach myself. What kind of music inspired me? The kind about love. She told me she'd played piano when she was younger and always regretted quitting. We started talking about music while I adjusted the volume levels. She mentioned traveling last year and hearing live musicians in small cafes, how she loved the atmosphere and wished she could create something like that. "Have you always been this good?" Ava asked, leaning slightly closer. "I'd honestly love to hear more sometime." My chest tightened slightly. Kayla had never asked that, not once in nearly 2 years of dating. I'd played quietly while she watched TV, practiced in the bedroom with headphones, even recorded a piece for her birthday, and she'd barely reacted. "Does Kayla listen when you practice?" Ava asked casually. I hesitated. "Sometimes," I said, though I knew that wasn't really true. Ava tilted her head. "That's surprising. She always jokes that you're messing around with your keyboard." She